Okay, so welcome to our first episode. Today we'll be learning about obligations and contract. And ang ating book na gagamitin ng reference is The Law of Obligations and Contracts ni Hector De Leon, edition 2014. Okay, so nahinga natin. Tignan natin yung introduction by law. At let's start with Title 1, Chapter 1, General Provisions. Okay, number 1, Article 1156. Sige, yan, black. May dalawa tayong article na mahalaga, 1156, 1157. Dapat kabisado natin. Article 1156, an obligation is a juridical necessity. Juridical necessity to give, to do, or not to do. Okay, una natin ang ibang ibig sabihin ng obligation. By the dictionary, the term obligation is derived from the Latin word obligatio, which means tying or binding. It is a tie or bond recognized by law, juridical necessity, by virtue of which one is bound in favor of another to render something. To render, whether to give yan, to do or not to do. Sige, ano natin, magdagdag tayo ng bagong terms na is kapag to give, more on ano siya, it is a personal real obligation siya. And to do or not to do, it is a personal obligation. Okay, so next definition, check na is obligation. Juridical necessity. Obligation is a juridical necessity because in case of non-compliance, kapag hindi sumunod, okay, the court of justice may be called upon by the aggrieved party, yung disadvantaged party, to enforce its fulfillment or in default thereof, the economic value that it represents. Okay? So, pwede natin ano din dito, yung sa school, na in case of not following yung proper haircut, okay, di ba, yung principal has the power to suspend that student. Yun yung juridical necessity natin. Na there's someone in power but to enforce, to regulate. Okay. And lastly is to give, to do or not to do. Yung real or personal. Okay. So, may requisites tayo for an obligation. Requisites. At may apat tayong requisites na mahalaga. Number 1 is the debtor. No, sorry. Number 1 is the passive subject or yung debtor. Siya yung gagawa ng obligation. Ang sunod naman is yung ating active subject. Siya yung tatanggap. Siya yung creditor. Siya yung the one who can demand the fulfillment. Number 3 is the object or prestation. And last is juridical tie. Example tayo is that may usapan kayo ng yung tatay na the moment that you pass the CPA exams, baba ng passing rate, 27%. No, it's about 18%, no? 2019, ang baba, no? Bibigyan ka ng bagong kotse. Okay, so yung ating passive subject doon, yung gagawa, is to give, ating daddy. So, ano siya, real obligation. Active subject is tayo kasi tayo natanggap ng car. Yung object doon is yung car mismo. Yung juridical tie doon is contract. Utapan yung dalawa. So, yung juridical tie, para mas specific tayo, i-relate natin dyan sa 1157. Kasi yung juridical tie is the sources of an obligation. At we have 5. Okay. Number 1 is yung law. Super law, example, obligation to pay taxes. Okay. Number 2 is contracts. Yun yung usapan ng dalawang tao. Okay. Contract of sale. Bumili kayo sa Lazada. deliver sa yung yung object, yung goods, magbabayad ka through GCash or kung ano ba yan, online payment. Number 3 is we have the quasi-contract. Parang siyang contract or may dinagdag na prefix na quasi. So, definition lang yan is no one will be unjustly enriched by another. So, more on justice yung sa quasi-contract yung in-emphasize dito. Next is the crimes. Nakakapatay ka ng tao, for example. And lastly is the Quasi-delicts. Okay? Quasi-delicts naman, parang siyang crime, pero hindi natin sinasadya. There is negligence. Gawin natin pula. Okay, negligence. Okay. So, yun yung by law. So, analyze pa natin to yung una. Okay. Yung law, it is, isa lang yung private dito, yung sources of law. Isa lang yung ating yun, pwede siyang classify pala yung sources, 5 sources, private or public. Pag contract, it is private. Kasi dalawang tao lang eh. Pag public, it is law. It is kasi contract, it is crimes, Quasi-delicts, and it is yung apat na yan. Kasi pag sinabing private, may 2 persons. Pag public, apply to all persons. Next. Okay, tayo dito. Balikan natin sa general rule. Okay. Yun nga, an obligation can be in writing or can be oral. Okay. Next is let's talk about compliance in good faith. Compliance in good faith means compliance or performance in accordance with the stipulation or terms of the contract or agreement. Yan, sinusundan mo yung pinag-usapan nyo. Kasi in case of non-compliance, we can give punishment. Contracts yan. Okay. Next naman sa quasi-contract tayo na inahati sa dalawa. Balik tayo dito. Sige, checka na natin to. Pag contracts, meeting of minds. Dapat both parties agree with one or another. Dapat hindi siya force. Ano mo, tinutukan ka ng papel. Sumunod ka. Permahan mo tong kontrata, hindi siya contracts. Void na siya. So, check na yan. Doon tayo, pag-usapan natin tong quasi-contracts. Ang quasi-contracts, may green, no? Can be divided by 2. Number 1, Negotiorum gestio, and number 2 is yung solution indebiti. Ito yung gestio, solution indebiti. So, by definition, yung Negotiorum gestio is voluntary, put naging light. Okay? Wait lang ano natin. Okay, pwede na ba to? Okay. Medyo sensitive yung okay. Negotiorum gestio, it is at the voluntary management of the other property of another person. Okay, without the knowledge, di niya alam, or consent of the latter. So, bakit magkaka-obligation? Doon. Because of being a good citizen. Yun. For example, is that may nawawalang bata. Kahit mo sa SM, may nawawalang bata. Pinakain mo, inalagaan mo. Tapos, kinabukasan, nakita na siya ng kanyang mami. So, yung Solutio gestio, sinasabi niya na dapat yung mami is bayarin ka sa pinakain mo sa kanyang anak. Because you're being a good citizen. And number 2 is solution indebiti. Ang due payment. Halimbawa is bumili ka sa Jollibee. Ang Chicken Joy is 69. Binayad mo isang 100. Ang change ay 50 pesos. So, yung sobrang 19 pesos, kailangan mo ibalik yung solution indebiti. Balik mo yung sobra. Okay. Next is, pag-usapan natin, check nyo natin to, okay? Check natin tong quasi-contracts. Let's move on sa crimes. Yun nga, example ng crimes, nakapatay ka ng tao, nagnakaw ka ng kotse. So, yung crimes, yung ano niyan, yung action dyan, in case of crimes, is we have obligations dyan. We have 3 obligations sa crime. Number 1 is the restitution. To bring back to the original state. Pag nanakaw ka ng kotse, balik mo yung kotse. Yun yung obligation mo. Number 2 is reparation, pwede. 2 is, halimbawa is, nagalit ka sa iyong, classmate. Okay? Tapos, ang iyong ginawa is that binasag mo yung kanyang bicycle. So, kailangan mong paggawa yung bicycle. Bullying yun di ba? At lastly, is indemnification. Yun yung pagtulong sa grief party of the indirect consequences. So, balik tayo. Pag nagnakaw ka ng kotse, since nagnakaw ka ng kotse, yung kanyang anak is may sakit, di tuloy siya nakapagpunta sa ospital dahil nanakaw yung kanyang kotse. So, mas lalong nagkasakit yung kanyang anak, yun yung indemnification, kailangan mong buhay ng medical bills. So, yun yung additional indirect consequences dahil ginawa mo yung crime, yung indemnification. So, yun yung 3 obligations pag may crime. At lastly, let's talk about Quasi-delicts. So, pag Quasi-delicts, ibig sabihin lang yan is parang crime pero hindi natin sinasadya. May negligence tayong tinatawag. Negligence. Halimbawa is that may car ka, nag-drive ka sa Manila. Hindi mo napansin na one way pala siya. Na nakala mo two-way, unknowingly that it's one way pala and you know that it's two-way. You went on to the street, tapos nakabangga ka ng kotse. Pwede siya maging negligence. So, yung ano lang dyan, yung case is, may tamang sign ba na one way siya? So, baka kasalanan ng, diba? Ng barangay since di na ng sign. Pero baka ikaw din may negligence ka, hindi mo sinalam na may batas pala doon na siya, one way lang. Bago natin i-last, okay, yun lang. So, let's distinguish Quasi-delict from crime. Okay nga pala. So, sige, let's end our session here. So, let's do a quick recap. Okay, may dalawa tayong gawin natin blue. The law of obligations and contract. May dalawa tayong mahalagang articles, 1156, 1157. Pwede namin 1157, yung 5 sources ng ating obligation. At yung 1156, yun yung definition na obligation is a juridical necessity to give, to do, or not to do. We also tackled the 4 requisites of an obligation, which is the passive, the active, the object, and the juridical tie. Yung juridical tie is directly linked to 1157 na yung 5 sources ng obligation, wherein the law, the crimes, Quasi-delict, and crimes, sinabi ko na ata. Okay yun. Public siya. Enforced by everyone. The law to everyone. And kapag naman siya, pag private, by 2 persons na contract siya. Okay, let's add lang pala. So, let's add I want to add another term. Yun, okay. So, sa to give, let's add an additional term. Is synonymous to a real obligation, real. Yan, sige, dito na nilagay. Hindi rin siyang blue. Okay, green. Sige. Pag to give, a real obligation, pag to do or not to do is a personal. Sinabi na pala natin dito. Pero yung personal can be differentiated into two. May nagagawin positive and a negative. Pag positive, it is to do. And pag negative, it is a negative. Not to do, it is a negative. Personal. Okay, dito tayo. Baka may namiss tayong mga terms. Malaga. Okay. Siguro magdadagdag na ako ng last term before I formally end this video. Okay, sinabi natin yung we have tackled about obligation. Let's tackle about right. So, yung right naman in return is, ito yung pag-accept. Okay, it is, you have the right, you have the power na makatanggap ng obligation sa ibang tao, yun yung right. And we have the last term is yung ating wrong. Pag wrong naman is the non-compliance of an obligation. Wrong is similar to injury. So, sige, let's end our session here and thank you for watching. Ayun siya. Yun.